स्पर्शांश्च मैथुनान्
शब्दान् स्पर्शांश्च मैथुनान्
एतेनैव विजानाति
एतेनैव विजानाति
किमत्र परिशिष्यते
किमत्र परिशिष्यते
एतद्वै तत्
एतद्वै तत्
We've seen this. That because of which one becomes the enjoyer of the status. One enjoys the status of being the knower of all sensations, individually and collectively. And that because of which everything comes to be understood, to be known, that indeed is this. What is this? This which was asked, Vichikitsitam, asked by Nachiketa, Nachiketasa Prishtam, asked by Nachiketa when early on in this very text, asked by Nachiketa as Dharmat Anyat, Adharmad Anyat, that which transcends Dharma, Adharma, and that which was in the last chapter seen as Vishnoho Paramam Padam in the whole horse chariot analogy chapter, was seen as that witness of everything which is just that self-conscious Atma, this only, Ati Sukshmatva Durbhigneyam iti Matva Punah Punah Evameva Artham Aha, Adi Shankara says, because it is so subtle and one may miss it and one frequently keeps missing it. That's why, one doesn't remember what was studied. Well, so punah punaha aha means this is going to be repeated in this section many times for ease of understanding. Swapnantam jagaritantam
Swapnantam jagaritantam
Chobhau yenanupashyati
Chobhau yenanupashyati
Mahantam vibhumatmanam
Mahantam vibhumatmanam
Matva dhiro na shochati.
Matva dhiro na shochati.
Yeah. Swapnantam jagaritantam. Swapna means that in the dream state. Swapnantam means that which occurs in the dream state. Jagaritantam, objects or the content or that which occurs where? In the waking state. Why not sleep? No more.
Because there is no
Yeah. There is no duality, there is no experiencer experience, no object, only subject. So therefore, and also even if you are an experiencer in sleep, experiencer of sleep, Sakshi is there, some Sakshitvam is there, but it is a Sakshi later on. Not during sleep, nobody says don't disturb me, I am asleep. Right? Only after you get up, you get irate and say, why did you wake me up? Nobody says, I'll answer the question later, I'm asleep right now. So therefore, the two worlds that is intimately experienced by everyone. That's why this is what is universal experience. Swapnantam, the objects, the content that makes up the state called the waking, sleep, dreaming state. Jagarita antam means that which constitutes the waking state. Ubhau, both of them. Yena, by which one, anupashyati, by which one sees in keeping with what there is. One recalls, oh, you know what I dreamed yesterday? Like that. That recall is there. And that recall of that content of the dream state. You know what happened yesterday? The recall of the content of the waking state, through which it is observed, in keeping with what happened. Nobody tells something that they haven't dreamt. It's usually what they have dreamt they recall. It's impossible to, if you don't know what you dreamt, you cannot, recall. But here, you have the ability. And sometimes if you are having trouble remembering dreams, you can make a sankalpa before going to sleep. Just like the same sankalpa that wakes you up. I have to wake up at 3:30. Why? I have to fly to catch. So then, what happens if I say I have to wake up at 3:30? Then without alarm, one will wake up. You will wake up at 3:30. Even if you don't want, you will wake up. If you make a sankalpa like that. And then if you make a sankalpa, I am going to remember my dreams, you will remember. Yeah. So, sometimes you don't remember, but you do remember I had a dream, it was long, it was involved, but don't ask me what it was. So that also there is a certain witnessing. And so, ubhau yena anupashyati, both of which are known by what? That yena, by which. By which means what? By which atma. By which atma. One knows. What kind of atma is it? It is a all-knowing atma. Because these two states cannot coexist at the same time. What about daydream? I am dreaming and I am awake. No, we are talking of night dream. We are not talking of daydream. We are talking of dream which is ardha vikasa, half emerging from the sleep, the state into which one goes. That is what we are talking. So swapnantam, the content of the sleep state, jagaritantam, everything that happens in the waking state becomes available for objectification. For which consciousness? Who is that? Ahameva. I. That I alone know what happened. And so there is always a tendency to identify with the dream. These couples told me a story. They were very interesting. What was the story? She got very mad at him, and she got extremely mad because in her dream she dreamt that he was going out with someone else. Married couple. So she had a dream that he had left her and was going off on some big cruise or some trip with another person that they knew, I suppose, because all that you know and remember only comes in the dream. So some mutual friend, she dreamt. And in the morning she went and cuffed him. Why did you run away? He says, I'm right here, where have I gone? But why did you come in my dream? Why did you come in my dream with her? So you can't blame someone else, right, for your dream. You can't blame somebody, you can't go and biff somebody else because of your own dream. Because really, it's your own manifestation of your own insecurity. Your own fears, your own desires are what is what is manifest in the dream. Memory and desire. We've had a long charcha, a discussion on this. Yeah. So, the witness of the sleep, the dream state, the witness of the waking state, how many witnesses? 2. Okay, 1. Nappa. So, 1. How many states? Here 2 states. Correct? Yeah. And then, so these 2 states are not happening simultaneously. And we have to understand that each state cancels out the other state. The waker cancels the dreamer. Why? Because out of the dream, the waker awakens and falsifies the dream and the dreamer. You know, what dreamer? I'm awake now. And what dream? It's not really happening. Did I win the lottery? No. If I had really won the lottery, the money would have been, I would have been looking for little holes cubby holes to stash the money. But I'm not, because I didn't win the lottery. That was in the dream. So the dream is falsified, but the dreamer is also falsified. Because who am I now? I'm the waker. And in the dream, the waking world is falsified, no doubt. What waking world? Who is there? I have my own projections. I have my own projection based on unprocessed emotions, really. And memory, desire, knowledge. You can only dream what you know. You can't dream what you do not know. And so I am alone there in the dream. The waker is gone. Only the dreamer reigns. And the dream world and the dream objects parading and masquerading as real. And what happens to the waking world? Gone. It is recycled into the dream world, and then it is projected. Distorted projection comes. And then in the sleep, the dreamer reigns so much that who is falsified? The waker is falsified. The waking world is also not there. Each one cancels the other. And so therefore, it is kind of interesting to think of them as two separate states and two separate entities, because they don't have anything in common. But here Upanishad is telling us that they have one big thing in common. What is that? You. Who is the waker? Not the neighbor. It's not that I went to sleep and the neighbor woke up and the best friend had the dream. It's the same I. I went to sleep. I had the dream. I awoke. Each thing cancels out the other. So the world of the waker and the waking world. And what is this waking world full of? Distress. Yeah, that's all it is. Full of distress. Oh, why am I not getting that? Why this thing? What's all this? Full of distress. The waking world is a terrifying world, which is why they have to keep upgrading all the alarm clocks, so that they have more sophisticated snooze buttons. You need never get up. Yeah. All kinds of things. The waking world is the most problematic world, because it is rife with strife, and it is full of conflict and fears and tears. Because in sleep, what samsara is there? There is no samsara. That's why everybody likes to go to sleep. As soon as you wake up, the first thought is, what is today? Oh my God, what do I have to do today? That's the first thought of everyone, universally. Whether if you're from China, you'll think it in Mandarin. Oh, what is the first thought? However you say it in that language. If you are from some Africa, South Africa, you belong to some tribe and you'll talk in that clicking tongues. They have this clicking language, Zulu language. Click, click, click. There are so many clicks. In between every word, there has to be a couple of clicks. And inside each word, there is click, click, click. And that person will wake up, click, what do I have to click, click, do? Click, click, click. Same thought, just interspersed with a few clicks. That's all. But it's the only thing that clicks in the morning. What do I have to do? That's the only thing, there's nothing else that comes. And from that is the duvidha, that oh my God, what should I do? Vikalpa. And that is the bija, seeds of strife, seeds of conflict, seeds of fears and tears. Oh, what if I don't get everything done? First thought, what do I have to do? Oh my God, what happens if I don't get everything? So what? It won't be done. Oh, I have to go, I'll miss the plane, big deal. How can I miss the plane? That's not right. You know, this is all the samsara, driving the person. What if I do it? First the fear, what if I don't do it? What if I fail? Oh, that's terrible. No, don't worry, you won't fail. You know all the answers like the back of your hand. You will succeed. Oh my God, what if I succeed? That's equally terrifying. You see, so it is a terrifying state, the waking state, because you have to deal with this duplicity called duality. You are constantly fooled by duality. And then it's a terrifying state. It's a state where uncertainty reigns. You take care of the known variables, and then you quickly step into the puja room to take care of the unknown variables through prayer. Trahimam, pahimam, you pray. And then what? Something falls on the head, literally, finished. That all happens in the waking state. Or nothing goes as planned. Not only does nothing go as planned, everything unplanned comes. Yeah. Like you can have a whole month of surprises. And so if you're not prepared for that, and how to prepare yourself for surprises? Is there a way to prepare yourself for surprises? No. The only way is through Atma Jnanam. That's the only thing. Then you get into the place, you're not surprised by anything. Yeah. I've told you this, if you try to surprise the Guru, instead of saying Bho Guru, which means a reverential way of addressing the Guru, you go sneak up behind and say Boo Guru, Will the Guru jump? Guru's body may jump, perhaps, because there is that sahaja tadatmyam, there is a natural connection with the body and the natural instinct, and so the body may jump, but certainly the mind is not going to jump. So like this, the one who has self-knowledge is not surprised. That's the only way to protect against the surprises. And what is nice about this surprise is that in Sanskrit we have to learn to look at it as a prize. Prasada, prize. Yes. Sar is some kind of prefix. I don't know what it means. Yeah. Means excess. Surfeit. Yeah. Surprise. Surfeit means something that is over the top. Yeah. Surprise. Too many prizes. Too many things that have arrived in the form of prizes. Surprise. Yeah. So you have to be prepared. And there's no way of being prepared. If you're not prepared, you go in the ditch. You fall into the well of samsara. Glub, 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 glub. Always complaining. Always complaining. Always, something is... Nothing is right. And in fact, you give everything to the person. You give them medical care, you make them comfortable, you give them money, you throw a few $100 around so that they feel safe that they are surrounded by that. A nice weather you give them, like the kind we are having here, and you give them everything. And still, some people are like that, unable to let themselves enjoy. And this is in fact the state of everyone. The waking, in the waking state, it is horrifying because one has to deal with that duality. And duality is terrifying because I'm always afraid of being overpowered by the other. The fifth verse is going to take this up in detail. Dvaitadhi bhayam bhavati. So this dvaita is only in sleep and, in dream and waking. Duality. And that is the cause of strife and fear. The only way to overcome the fear is to ready the heart for all kinds of surprises. Make the heart strong. How? Through some shravanam. That's all. And what does the shravanam say? Shravanam says that you are not the waker. Oh, am I asleep? I didn't know. Let me pinch myself. Oh, so I think I'm awake because I was the pincher and I was the pinched and I heard myself saying, oh, see, I'm awake. You are not awakened to the truth of yourself. That is what it is. Even though awake, even though in the waking state, you are asleep to the reality of the waker being the Atma, but the Atma not being the waker. But how doesn't it go both ways? That's how it is. Pot is clay. You cannot say pot is clay, clay is pot. Clay is certainly not pot. Clay is the material, the substance which sustains pot. So really, the waker is Atma alone. Atma is neither waker nor dreamer. And you think the dream world is less terrifying? Not at all. Dream world has its own terrors. That's why everyone, even after growing up, quickly checks under the bed before going to sleep, just in case, And then what happens? Sometimes, someone told me, one teenager told me, I like to watch, what was that? Stephen King. King. Stephen King movies. I said, who is king? Who is this Stephen King? What is he the king of? Horror. Bhutas, full of pretas and bhutas. All kinds of disembodied things and, horror. Haunting and, all kinds of things. I said, why? That was my question. Why? Oh, just for the thrill of it. Why do you see at night? See it during the day or see it in the evening and then do something nice to wind down and then sleep. No, I just want to. I don't have time. So I just see the horror films to relax. How is your sleep? Oh, I'm afraid to go to sleep afterwards. I'm afraid. Then I put on the light. But then when I put on the light, sleep doesn't come because it's all so bright and the body is getting different messages that, okay, it's time to wake up. So the body is not going to sleep. How will you go to sleep if this is the thing? And even if you sleep, what you have ingested will come out in the sleep. You will throw up the horror movie in the dream. And it will come in the form of horrifying dreams, things and creatures, all kinds of creatures haunting. This is what. So the dream is not a less terrifying place. Dream is also equally terrifying. Thankfully, it is falsified in the waking state. When is the waking state falsified? Never. Never is it falsified. We take this as the true state and then we live in the dream and the sleep. We are able to falsify that and see that, okay, I the dreamer, I the waker, I the sleeper. The dreamer and the sleeper have been cancelled by the waker, but the waker is never stands any cancellation. You never cancel the waker. But according to the Upanishad, the cancellation of the waker is an important precondition to self-knowledge. What makes the waker permanent? No, but this is the real world. This is the real world of in-laws and outlaws. Dream is just my own projection. Sleep is just, a little respite from the dream. Sleep lasts for 8 hours, we know that. Dream lasts for 3 minutes and pretends to be 30, but it only at the most lasts for 3 minutes, 3 seconds to 3 minutes. REM state. But here is where I really live. This is my real house. This is where I pay my mortgage, pun intended. This is where I brush my teeth. This is where I, do my transactions. This is where, when I awaken, what world do I awaken to? I awaken to this world. Not the dream world. Not the sleep world. That is just a little, little vacation. But this is my real home. Wrong. This is all wrong according to the Shastra. And the Shastra says, this is not your real home either. Your real home is yena anupashyati jagaritantam Tat eva tvam asi. This is tvam pada vichara. It's an inquiry into the word you. And who is this you? You are a bundle of states. Yes, you are always in a state, in some state or the other. You are a bundle of states. Who is this you? Oh, I'm not the sleeper or the waker. Those are not real, because here is real. Why is here real? Because of two things. There are objects to interact with, and the objects belong to Ishvara's projections, not your own projections. So Ishvara Srishti you interact with. In the dream you also interact with a Srishti. What Srishti? Jiva Srishti. That is the difference. The playground and the artifacts is Jiva Srishti. Your own mad mind projects. A tiny little brain, does a big job of projecting. But in the waking world it seems very real, because I am playing in, Ishvara Srishti. It's like a child. When the child is told, go play with your toys quietly, because mummy and daddy are busy doing something. Go play with your toys quietly. So the child goes, few toys it has. This is before the age of, whatever, all the smart tablets and phones. Some toys it may have, few toys, and then it does a few things, and with the Lego it builds something, and then it dismantles it and builds something else. And then the parents say, since you have been so good, we are going to take you to Toys R Us, so you can just play there. Now here is a huge Srishti. So that playing with your own toys at home, Jiva Srishti, like the dream state. You have some limited memories and desires to work with, and it's projecting. Yes, you do almost as good a job as Ishvara, but it is inhibited. It is still within Ishvara Srishti, because you don't have a chance when you are going to dream, you don't know. How long it's going to last, you don't know. And can I please not have a nightmare tonight? You don't have say over that. So still it is within Ishvara's Srishti, but the Jiva goes haywire, dreaming all kinds of, things. So it's like the child playing at home and making all kinds of things. And then you go to Toys R Us. So many things to interact with. Where shall I begin? This is Ishvara Srishti. In Ishvara Srishti, there are so many things to interact. And Ishvara Srishti falls into three categories from the standpoint of the Jiva. I like this, I don't like this, I am neutral towards this. Raga, Dvesha and neutrality. And neutrality is a category of possibility for a short time. As soon as you start getting to know it, it's no longer neutral. No longer neutral. So therefore what? Therefore, what is advised here is to treat the the waking world of Ishvara Srishti also as time bound, also as Ishvara's dream. So it has a dream-like, also as a projection. It has a dream-like quality. It's just not your own dream, that's all. It's the maker's dream. So to treat this also as a non-permanent abode for this Atma. Then where does the Atma live? You have cancelled out the sleep state. I didn't say anything. I woke up with reluctance and I said, okay, I'll cancel it. You cancelled out the dream state. All right, never mind. That's a short state anyway. But now if you tell me to cancel out this state, the waking state, now I'll really be in a state. That is not your home. That is, the Atma doesn't live in the waking state permanently. That's not its permanent abode. Where is its permanent abode? Mahantam vibhumatmanam. Mahantam. Mahan. It is great. It is too great to just sit in the shoes of the waker. And it is too all-pervasive. Vividham bhavati iti vibhuhu. It is in the form of all kinds of things that are manifest. In fact, everything that you are interacting with, each thing in the in the Ishvara Srishti is all Atma alone. Vibhu, all-pervasive. This is what I have to know. in order to let go of sorrow. Matva, jnatva, knowing. Matva means thinking, but here there is no thinking involved. Knowing it as the truth of the self. Knowing the self to be neither the waker nor the dreamer nor the sleeper, but the content of the waking state and the dream state appears to whom, is cognized and recognized by whom, by which consciousness, that all pervasive and limitless, Mahantam here means limitless consciousness, I am. When I know this, I become Dhira. Dhihi Rati, the one who is able to see the truth and share it with others also. Dhira, the knowledgeable person. Dhiraha, what does she not do? Na shochati. For such a person there is no grief. The waking state is not a terrifying state, neither is the dream state. So today also it will be short class. We will come back and see this next Wednesday in a little more detail. Om Purnamadav Purnat
Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yes, the witness, the Sakshi, one has to be correct.